Portland city government is going through one of the biggest structural changes in its history. For decades, used as a commission form of government that was unusual compared with most major American cities. But voters approved a major reform, and that reform changes how city council members are chosen and how representation works in the city. Today, we are going to walk through the structure of Portland City Council and how the selection process now works, because understanding how the system works helps explain the how decisions get made in the city. Historically, Portland had a 5-member commission system, the mayor and 4 commissioners, where elections citywide. Each commissioner then ran a city bureau such as transportation, water, or parks. Supporters said this system kept government simple. Critics said it concentrated too much power and made it harder for neighborhoods to feel represented. The debate eventually led to a citywide vote to change the structure. Question for voters. Do you think electing officials citywide gives better leadership or better neighborhood representation? Well, let me know in the comments. The reform that Portland voters approved created a district-based city council system. Instead of everyone running citywide, the city is divided into districts. Each district elects multiple members. That means voters in different parts of the city choose representations specifically connected to their region. The goal is to increase total representation. Different neighborhoods often have different priorities: housing issues, transportation, public safety, economic development. Districts representation is designed to make sure these voices are more directly represented at City Hall. Another major change is the size of the council itself. Under the new system, the council expands significantly. Instead of 5 members making most legislative decisions, the council now includes multiple representatives from several districts. Supporters argue that a large council spreads power and encourages debate. Critics worry that more members could also mean slower decision-making. Do you think larger councils improve democracy or make government less efficient? One of the most unusual parts of the reform involves how voters are counted. Portland adopted a form of ranked choice voting. Instead of choosing only one candidate, voters can rank several candidates in order of preference. If one candidate reaches a winning threshold immediately, lower-ranked candidates are eliminated, and votes are redistributed. This process continues until the available seats are filled. Supporters say ranked choice voting reduces negative campaigning and gives voters more flexibility. Critics say it can be more complicated to understand. Of course it is. Another question is how districts were drawn. District boundaries influence representation. Population balance, geographic communities, and neighborhoods identity all play a role in drawing these lines. Different districts may have different political priorities. Some areas focus heavy on housing policy. Others focus more on transportation, infrastructure, or public safety concerns. Do you think maps should prioritize population balance or neighborhood identity? Under the new structure, Portland also separates executive management from legislation decision-making. Instead of commissioners directly running city bureaus, the city manager system takes one more operational responsibility. The council focuses more on policy, budgets, and oversight. The model is more similar to how other large cities operate. The idea is to create cleaner accountability and professional management in city services. Of course, structural reform doesn't automatically solve every problem. Government systems shape incentives, but leadership and policies choices still matter. What reforms can do is change how representation works, who gets elected, whose priorities are heard, and whose decisions move through the council halls. The city next several election cycles will largely determine how effective the new system becomes. For voters, the biggest takeaway is a local government matters. City council influences housing rules, transportation planning, infrastructure investments, and many day-to-day decisions that shape life in the city. Understanding how representatives are selected helps voters make informed choices. And Portland's reforms is just watched closely by other cities. Because if the system succeeds, it could influence future reforms elsewhere. If it struggles, that will also become part of the national conversation about local governance. Either way, Portland has become a major case study in how cities experiment with democratic structure. So the real question becomes this: will Portland's new system create better representation or simply different kinds of politics? The answers will unfold over the next election cycles. And with that, please remember, it's Scott for 2028.